Hey, welcome to Farm Talk Friday. This is April 28th, 2023. I'm Ken Jordan. This is my absolutely beautiful wife, Giovanna.
Thanks, baby.
Look how amazing you are.
Aww.
Okay, we're not home. We're somewhere around San Jose, Costa Rica. But anyway, the show must go on.
We're dedicated to you.
That's right. We've got a lot to talk about. First of all, last Sunday was my fourth triathlon. Okay, I got second place in my age group. I lost by 10 seconds. And I lost because I didn't know where the finish line was. So, it's a swim and a bike race and a run. And I didn't scout out the running course. And I didn't know exactly where the finish line was, and it was super confusing. They had us do laps. Normally the run is just one loop, but this was like the same line 4 times, up, back, up, back. It was ridiculous. And so twice I thought the race was ending. I thought I was coming to the finish line. I sprinted, and so on the second one I had like nothing left, and I couldn't run after that. So the guy right behind me passed me right up, and I lost by 10 seconds. But that's okay. I've learned my lesson.
He placed second.
Yeah. I've learned my lesson to find the finish line before the race starts.
Yes.
All right.
It was a day of learning.
Yes. It was still fun. It's so much fun to do those races. All right, we just posted some new video of what we think is our biggest Guanabana ever.
I don't know. It's hard to say. The first year that we had the property, we had a giant Guanabana come off of a tiny, tiny tree, and I can't tell from the pictures which one is bigger. And we went to weigh it because it was so big and heavy that it actually was like from the world record, it was like a hair off. And that's a whole process. Like you have to pay like $10,000 or something to like even get involved in that world. But but there was like someone from Hawaii that had just was going through the process and like had beat that Guanabana by a lot. So we didn't even bother registering or taking it further.
We're not looking for the world's record. We're looking for the world's record of our tiny little farm.
That's right. But anyways, we had a giant Guanabana come out.
So what I think is we wrote it down somewhere. We had to make a poster, so we had to write down what the weight was before. So we just need to find that little post and figure out if this is the biggest one or not.
Yeah, I think it's very cute. I think Ken wants these things to exist that didn't exist a long time ago. We weren't doing Farm Talk Fridays, and we weren't really...
Yeah.
I don't even know if we had the Facebook page when we did that. Like, this picture exists on the Green Wave House website, and... Ken's like, we didn't write anything down. I'm like, I don't think we did.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's okay. But you will be able to see I don't want to make any promises that I can't fulfill, but maybe I'll do like a post to, like the old photo versus the new photo. And you guys can tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Are you holding our notes for us?
No.
No.
I just realized I don't have a lot of buttons buttoned.
Ah, okay. So, do you want to talk about this Turrialba cheese?
Yeah. Refresh my memory.
Well, I think you had read something saying that Turrialba cheesemakers. So Turrialba is a region here. Is it a state? Like, would we consider? Whoa. How exciting for you guys. Now you know this is live.
Tilt. This is nice.
Yeah. Ken, by the way, just told me before we went on, he's like, make sure you don't hold the thing.
Just like I just did.
Yeah. Anyway, so Turrialba is like what? Like a count? Like you would... What are you doing?
Turrialba. Oh yeah, nothing. I was trying to remember by doing that. Okay, listen. So I think what we're talking about is how the Turrialba cheese by law must be from Turrialba. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, the big multinational conglomerate dairy in Central America and maybe South America too is called Dos Pinos. And they were trying to make Turrialba cheese, and so they lost a lawsuit to where they're not allowed to call their cheese Turrialba because it's not from the Turrialba region. That's
It's from
right.
Factory farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like champagne. You're not allowed to call, like Prosecco has to be called Prosecco because it's not from France's Champagne region.
Right.
So it's the same thing. So yeah, Dos Pinos just lost on that, and that was interesting Costa Rica news.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have people watching us that don't live here, but also a lot of people that do. So I think it's interesting
Yeah.
for all people. I'm going to talk about this later.
Okay.
But so in other news, you know, we had Earth Day. I made some posts. We happened to be at Ken's triathlon, so I did like, you know, little mini beach cleanups and picked up cigarette butts. And Ken and I had a mermaid photo shoot. And there was a pirate ship right out in front, which was kind of cool and fun. But anyway, so back at home, we had some friends. Patricia, she had this beautiful ceremony. She often does these sound journeys every week, and part of her proceeds from that go to Karen Mogensen Reserve, and she's like the president of the organization that that stewards that reserve. And she had this like extra special ceremony where they were like calling it in. And so anyway, this reserve is really beautiful, and we have an expansion project going. We want to buy more land surrounding the reserve so that we can expand it. The expansion campaign is about expanding the reserve. And so, you know, that's kind of like a big money thing. But if you happen to be local, or you just like to donate to kind of like national parks, you can become a friend of Karen Mogensen Reserve, and we have a Patreon account for that. And so her ceremony was about, you know, exposing people to, you know, both campaigns. And then, you know, I'm sure it was just lovely with beautiful sounds and waves and moonlight and all of it. So hi to Jane and also to Pippa. We see you both. Just sending you love as we continue on. So when we were at the hotel for Ken's triathlon, I could not help but notice I call them finches. I actually don't know if that's their, you know, the name that they're called down here, but the Costa Rican finches that I consider Costa Rican finches, they are the worst nest builders, or so it seems to me. I always feel like they pick the worst spots ever. And so they were making a nest inside of the umbrella, like above a table, you know, and like these kind of umbrellas, like, you know, the staff like open and close these, and I'm sure they won't do it if like there's a bird's nest being built there. But I was like, oh, come on, you guys. And I've seen these birds make nests in banana trees, but bananas are the largest plant in the world. They're actually not a tree. And so what happens, like after bananas do their thing and sprout and have all the fruit hanging down, you cut it down. So, you know, again, it's like no one's gonna cut the bird nest down, but it's just, I don't know. Don't you guys want it in a little bit more of a secure and permanent spot? Because I don't think that they're necessarily thinking like, oh, this one has bananas. They could. I'm not saying that they have bird brains.
They do have bird brains. And like while they're making the nest, they gather up some little branch hairs and then they bring them over to the nest. They just kind of throw them in the direction of the nest. Like most of it falls to the ground. They don't even make a really good attempt. Anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like making a rubber band ball at first. Like there's a lot of mistakes and it's just all sloppy until finally like you get it going and then it starts to look like a ball and get round. And yeah, I feel like that happens with their nest too. Like everything's all over the place, and then somehow enough has collected where it starts to take the shape of a nest, and then they pull it off in the end.
Well,
and they're still around. There's a lot of them, so they are successful.
But it seems like in the same area, there's several unsuccessful, half-ass, half-built ones that they've given up on.
I don't know.
Anyway, all right, we love those birds.
Yeah, we love them. So I skipped like one of our notes because it ties into the last thing that we were going to talk about.
Okay.
So I am wearing these really cute wooden earrings that are painted. And this is an artist, Vitti, in our local area, and you can find her typically at the Montezuma Market, but she has been one of our key or anchor vendors at the Rancho Delicioso Market that we call Market Delicioso or Mercado Delicioso. And we're super excited to have her back next week. She's bringing seafood and organic, more like staple products, not so much produce, but, like granola and coconut oil and all of that. So if you are in our area, please come by. It's going to be our last night market for the year. Or, possibly ever. We're not sure we're going to stick with night markets, but definitely it's going to be the last before we go into rainy season. And this is where it ties into the final thing is that next week it's going to be an extra special market because...
Well, it's the second day of Frody Fest 6. And so the second day is always Cinco de Gato.
Yes.
Because it's May 5th. And Cinco de Gato will be, half the time on our... Well, for the beginning of it on our property, we'll be screening the new film Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and then we move over to the market where Wonderland Restaurant is, and there will be margaritas and tacos, cataritas for Cinco de Gato, and the night market will be happening.
Yes. And so we will also have an open mic, and I believe Emily, our dear community member, Emily Rage Cage, is going to create a poem. Like she's definitely someone that's going to get on the mic. And so Frody Fest celebrates Frody, my cat who I had for 20 years, and he passed. And it is about him, and it is about cats, but it is also generally a spiritual thing, talking about life and death and like getting us to talk about that aspect of life that we typically ignore in normal conversations, which is death, which doesn't have to be a scary thing. Like my mom's like, I don't even think you should use that word. I'm like, I think we need to use that word because that's the word that we have for it. We could call it transition or the possibility for eternal life.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with death. Hey, we're all dying.
Yeah,
we're all gonna die. We're all dying.
Yeah, we've been dying the moment we came out of the womb. So it's gonna happen, and we need to talk about it. And this is a fun way to do it because it's super silly. We're dressing up like cats. We watch cat movies. And we might let people talk about their dogs. We're gonna
post the video for Frody Fest 6 on all of our pages.
Yes, Ken made. He always makes the promotional trailer, but it was really cute, as they always are.
And so Thursday night is May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
And we'll be playing some kind of Star Wars stuff.
The Andor, the first 2 episodes of Andor.
Yes, and then Friday the 5th is Cinco de Gato, and then Saturday the 6th is...
Well, that we always have the catwalk.
Yeah,
and
catwalk.
Then we go down to Frody's grave and we say some nice things, and then we come and we watch. I think we're gonna watch Cats, the musical. We've heard it's terrible, and that's great. We can't wait to watch it.
We have a tradition of watching
kind of like terrible films.
Terrible or not interesting or not entertaining films. On the last day.
Yeah, it helps us wind down from a few days of activities, and just the people that want to like be there for it are there, and that's kind of fun in itself.
Yeah.
So, but this year I'm also adding more spiritual offerings in advance of like the normal kind of like film festival aspect of Frody Fest. So on Thursday I will be having a breath offering, like breath and meditation offering, where it's like May the 4th, so let's work on our life force.
And you know what, we will be having the next Farm Talk Friday right before the festivities start on Cinco de Gato.
Yes. But I wasn't done talking about that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
My listening skills. I
That's
gotta
okay.
Get back to it. Okay.
Yeah. Arena's doing another workshop.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to do, the breath meditation, but also altar building. I'll be talking about that on Friday. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be doing a kind of like a death preparation workshop.
Okay.
So more details will be coming out soon, and I will be posting these those are mostly like in person and for our local community, but I will be doing a Zoom that has to do with kind of like a will, like planning, like actual material planning. So.
All right.
That's for everyone.
Thank you all so much for watching. We will be back next Friday, every Friday, for Farm Talk Friday.
That's right. And Crema's doing great.
Have a great
Okay.
weekend.
Ciao. Oh, yeah, I don't know how. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got this. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.